Hello, this is Heather, and this is the second video about assessment. This is about assessment task number 2 for learning and teaching mathematics. So you've thought about the group assignment already, and now you're thinking about the portfolio task. So the portfolio task is in here in the assessment section, and we have 4 parts to our portfolio task. However, they are all linked together. So each week you will do a weekly reflection or a portfolio task, a weekly portfolio task. So after each week, your lecturer will give you a prompt on what to be reflecting on. You'll write what you thought of what you learned that week. I don't want you to write a summary. I want you to write your thoughts about what happened. For example, in the first week, we talked a lot about assumptions and is group work good? Is mixed ability grouping good? Is using computers good? Is a quiet classroom good? And hopefully you don't just list all the assumptions. Hopefully you think about a couple of them and put your thoughts. Now, this first part, probably about half a page a week, but it might include a diagram or a photo or a concept map or anything at all. It doesn't get marked for spelling and grammar, and it might be handwritten notes and you just take a photo and put it in a Word document, or it might be typed up random thoughts. Okay. You do that every week. In the first week, I expect your lecturer will have time to do it at the end of the class, and then you can check with the people in your classes to how it's all going. The second part of the portfolio task is where you collect 3 journal articles on the teaching and learning of one particular topic. And can you not make it the same topic as you did in your first assignment? There'll be a little link on how to find journal articles in this assessment part of the Moodle as well. So you find your journal articles and you summarise them. Okay? And that will be 500 words, which is actually not many for 3 journal articles. And you'll choose your journal articles based on teaching and learning. So do they explain some activities? Do they explain misconceptions? Do they explain what manipulatives are the best to use? Do they explain how to scaffold students with their learning? From those 3 journal articles, you will then make 3 lesson plans. Now the lesson plans, it's harder of course to stick to a word limit with lesson plans, around about 750, but for that part we're not really worried because we want you to be quite detailed in your descriptions, and in fact we'll give you some sample lesson plans in the weeks coming up soon on how to write lesson plans. We want them to be quite detailed and they should be based on the journal articles. You don't have to use all the activities from the journal articles, and you may put some other activities in as well, but we're wanting you to do theory-based lessons. Okay. The final part of this course is your philosophy. What do you think about teaching and learning of maths? Now this came about because we had some mock interviews with our 4th year students, and the principals who were part of the mock interviews would ask the pre-service teachers, what will your maths classroom look like? And the students couldn't answer. So once you've written your philosophy, you will be able to answer that question. What is your philosophy? Do you believe in group work, technology, going outside and playing sport in your maths lessons? Some of the portfolio tasks that you did at the beginning, the weekly tasks, will help inform your philosophy. Your lesson plans will be a reflection of your philosophy. For instance, it would be no good saying, oh, I really believe in group work in maths, if there wasn't group work in your lesson plans. Now, you're only going to have 750 words for your philosophy, and we are very strict on the word limit for this part. This part will be an essay, so it will have an introduction and a conclusion, and it will have several body paragraphs, maybe 3 main points that you want to make about maybe technology, homework, girls in maths, or one of the other things that you've been thinking about over the semester. It will be referenced. It will be marked mainly on your ideas, but also on grammar and spelling and expression and so forth. So that's the final assessment for learning and teaching of mathematics. And there's some guidelines as to how we're going to mark it. Basically, it's a bit of a different sort of a rubric. Basically, if I can tick all of these things about your portfolio tasks, then you will get full marks. Okay? So hopefully that helps you understand about assignment 2. Now, one thing to be aware of is that this is in fact due at the end of week 11, because many of you are going on placement in week 12. Now, that means that pretty much all of your assessments are going to be due at this time for all of your subjects. So please start this early. You can in fact start this today and start your weekly reflections and collecting journal articles now, so that you won't be in a big rush at the last minute. And it will be very difficult to give you an extension on this assessment, because then it will run into your placement. And once you're in placement, you don't have really much time to do much else at all. It's really full on, mentally and physically draining, and you need to spend a lot of time preparing and thinking about your placement. So please start early on this assignment. So best wishes, and put the questions and comments about the assessment in the middle assessment section. Bye and good luck.